What's going on, everybody? And in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make some hamburgers, but I'm going to be making the meat fresh along with some pre-prepared ground beef. Right now I am pulling my whetstone out of the water. It's been sitting in there for probably 15 minutes or so, but I need to give my knife a sharpening real quick, and while this is going on I want to apologize. So I've been sick for probably the past 2 weeks. Right at the beginning I got the flu and it just kind of stuck around, and it took me away from making videos for a little bit. But in that time I was researching and figuring out things and stuff like that. But again, sorry for disappearing off of the face of the earth for 2 weeks. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and cut up our vegetables. We are cutting up our tomatoes right now. Huge essential for hamburgers, and so are onions. My favorite for hamburgers are purple onions, just because they're super vibrant in color and they have a certain punginess that I like more than other onions. And with that being said, you want to make sure you cut the onions pretty thin because it gives off a really strong taste. And you want to make sure that it's pretty balanced out throughout every bite of your burger. Once we finish up cutting our onion, we're going to go ahead and jump over to our lettuce. Lettuce is definitely my favorite thing to add on a burger because of the watery crunch and just a little bit of freshness to it, you know. Anyways, what you saw me just do just now, I was bashing in the root end of the lettuce head, and what that does, it allows you to remove the whole heart from the inside all at once. It's a very nasty tasting part of the lettuce. It's super bitter, so it's pretty much useless. And same goes for the center. I usually just take this out and give it to my brother, that way he can serve it to his little bunny. Once we get all that taken care of, we're going to go ahead and split the lettuce. That way we can quarter it and then kind of clean up the edges a little bit to where there's not a whole lot of lettuce sticking out on the outside of your burger, because then it's kind of awkward to be eating a burger with vegetables just hanging out of it, and then everything just ends up falling out. It's a terrible mess. Nobody wants to deal with it. One thing I like to do is flatten my lettuce once I'm done cutting it. That way when we go and lay it on the burger, it's not trying to curl upwards or anything. It's nice to have a flat surface on every vegetable. There's a certain story that comes to mind when I make burgers. One day my dad went to Jacksboro, Texas, and there's this little small burger place there. Really awesome burgers. You know, I got inspired by them to kind of try to make burgers better than them, but I haven't gotten there just yet. But my dad told me he was going to bring me a burger back, and he did. He didn't lie about it. He did bring me a burger back. His words exactly: "Hey man, I got you a burger. It's in the car. Just run out there and go get it for yourself." I said, "Okay, thank you." And being the fat little kid I was, I ran out there all excited, and only to find disappointment in the brown bag that usually holds the best burger ever. It's not even an eighth of the burger. He decided to eat almost all of it and leave me just that little piece. And I went in the house, I was furious, and all they could do was just laugh about it. Anyways, that's enough rambling. I hope you guys enjoy that little story, but let's get back into the recipe. So I cut up 8 slices of kosher dill pickles. To be more specific, 110 grams. We're going to be using this to make a really nice sauce to go on top of the burger and on the bottom bun. We're going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of mustard, 1/4 of a cup of ketchup, 1/3 of a cup of mayo, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, 2 teaspoons of honey, and 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. However you guys say it, Worcestershire, you know, there's 100 ways of saying that word, and I never know the right way to say it. Okay, so if you guys don't want to cut up the pickles like I did for this video, you don't have to. You can just buy some dill relish and weigh it out to the same measurement. It'll be just the same. The only reason I did it with these pickles is because I really like them. The best thing about this sauce is you can use it for more than just hamburgers. You can put it on your chicken sandwiches or just regular deli sandwiches. You can dip your fries in it, or you can pour it on top of your fries. I'm usually the type of person that decides to just squirt a whole bunch of ketchup onto their french fries. I've been frowned upon for that, for reasons I do not know. Now we're going to go ahead and clear off this countertop, that way I can move my KitchenAid mixer over here. KitchenAid mixers are probably one of the best tools you can have in your household. They have multiple attachments that you can use, including the meat grinder, pasta makers, juicers, and not even including the mixing bowl itself. That comes with the dough hook, the paddle, the whisk, and everything that you can put inside of there. I haven't used any of the other tools just yet, but this right here was absolutely beautiful to me. Now let's go ahead and talk about the ground beef. I added 1 pound of brisket, 1 pound of filet mignon, and 1 pound of New York sirloin steak. I have a hard time speaking sometimes, so I try to enunciate as much as I can to prevent any type of stuttering. It gets really aggravating for me sometimes because it'll just overtake everything that I'm trying to say. Now let's go ahead and talk about the process. So what you're going to do is cut your pieces of meat into strips and throw them in one piece at a time. You're going to put 1 piece of meat, 1 piece of fat, 1 piece of meat, 1 piece of fat. This will give you a good start on mixing the meat. We are also grinding this on a medium. I didn't want it too small and I didn't want it too large. A medium is right where you want to be when you're making hamburger meat. It makes things a little bit more easier to handle. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the remaining bits of cow that might be hanging around in the inside of the grinder and get this little machine ready for sanitizing. Remember guys, it's very important to clean the kitchen as you are cooking. That way you don't have a giant mess at the end of the night. And not only that, it'll definitely be a plus if you have a date and your date sees that you're cleaning the kitchen. Trust me, nothing makes a girl more happy than seeing a man cleaning and cooking in a kitchen. I would know. I literally do it for a living. Now we are going to add 4 pounds of pre-ground beef. This is a ground beef that I told you we were going to be using earlier. Now, I know I said we were going to be making burgers from scratch, and technically we are. The only difference with what I do is I like to add my fresh ground beef with some pre-ground beef. It stretches things out, and it also gives the pre-ground beef a little bit more of a fresh taste. Now, if you want to go ahead and just use the fresh ground beef as is, you went ahead and made it and you want to go ahead and just use it like that, you are more than welcome to. But I went ahead and added the 4 pounds and mixed it up with the fresh ground stuff, as you guys can tell. Now, since it's a beautiful day outside, I decided to cook these out here. And not only that, I wanted to avoid all the smoke inside of the house. So I decided to warm up my flat top to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. These will allow the burgers to sear very well and get that nice golden crust on the bottom. These little guys were weighed out to 6 ounces. That way, you would have some room for shrinking. Unfortunately, I have to do my burgers well done because nobody in the house likes to see any pink in their meat. It is an absolute tragedy, I know, but I can't force them. You're going to give your burger patties about 3 minutes on each side to get that crust that you're looking for, and then you're going to remove them one by one, and then maybe snack on a piece just because you're hungry and you've been cooking all day. One thing I cannot stress enough is eating before you make cooking videos. You will get angry and you never know what could go wrong. You might take every little inconvenience the wrong way and start throwing pans, or even worse. So make sure you eat. Now that we got the flat top all cleaned off, we're going to toast our brioche buns. You can use a little bit of butter. I did, but for those that don't want the excess fat, they will toast just fine without the butter. It does not take long whatsoever. Now, the moment we've been waiting for, the assembly. We are getting our toasted bun. Gonna go ahead and put the sauce on the meat and cheese along with the meat and cheese again, but do not notice a piece of plastic in my hand, please. And then the flattened lettuce that we cut earlier, along with the thinly sliced purple onions and a thin slice of tomato. Look at it. It is absolutely beautiful. Now let's go ahead and get that cross cut. Everybody always wonders what the cross cut looks like. Hopefully it's as beautiful as it looks from the outside. And here we go. Get your fat hand out of the way. And there you have it, guys. My dad wasn't able to give his input on the actual video himself today, but he absolutely loved the burger. He would eat it 10 times again, he said. And other than it being a little cold, just because he waited on it too long, he said it was amazing. Well, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm very happy to be back, and again, I'm very sorry for being away for so long. But anyways, it is freaking awesome to be back. I'm excited. I have new video ideas, and I'm going to be bringing out for you guys. And with that being said, I would love all of your support. If you guys can go follow me on all of my social media, like and share with your friends, comment down below what you guys would love to see next, and I will try my absolute hardest to bring it all come true. Remember, everybody, like and subscribe and turn on notifications, that way you know when I come out with a new video.